So this week's Who Winner of the Week is Leslie Knope from Parks and Recreation versus Liz Lemon from 30 Rock. So right away, you're looking at two like strong independent women in a position of power that love to like be in charge and organize everything kind of. And they both have to deal with just a slew of absolute characters. I don't know how you feel about this fight, Andy, but I think that it's going to be a battle. However, I do think that there is a winner. But I want to hear what you have to say first before I continue.
Okay, it's definitely tough, and I'm going back and forth a little bit. So, like you said, they're both in positions where they have to solve a ton of problems. That's basically their job, is putting out fires and dealing with things a lot. At least that's what we see on the shows. Liz Lemon seems to be a kind of a reluctant problem solver, whereas Leslie Knope, problem solving is in her DNA, and that's to consider in this aspect, is that Liz Lemon is, while she gets her job done and she does it well, she's pretty sloppy. Like, we know that she does not take care of herself, and she doesn't really have. She's very disorganized. She's not really together. Whereas Leslie Knope, organized is her middle fucking name, right? Like, she's got fucking binders like ready to go at a moment's notice. Like, any scenario, boom, let's put together a binder. As far as the nutrition goes, Liz Lemon, pizza jammers. Leslie Knope, waffles. However, I'll say this. Even though they both eat pretty badly in that retrospect, Liz Lemon, when she's down in pizza blasters, does seem to have an adverse effect on her. Like, she does seem to pay the price for her poor diet. Whereas Leslie Knope seems to be like one of those people akin to Ron
Pawnee,
Swanson.
born and raised. That's all they do.
Born and raised. Yes, exactly. That's a great way to put it. Where their body almost just thrives off of that stuff.
Oh, yeah. So, with that being said... Lemon, go ahead.
The thing about Liz Lemon is she is ready to throw down. Like, obviously she's got that New York City thing in her. She's ready to absolutely decimate, like, physical, like, just fucking go at it with anybody. Like, start, like, just clawing at people. You know what I mean? She's got a lot of anger in her. And Leslie Knope, I don't think, is as physical of a person as Liz Lemon.
Yeah. So I will say that I didn't really think about the diet thing, but I actually think it plays into my cards, because I think that we said it all with the diet thing when we were talking about, like, Pawnee, born and raised. Like, Liz Lemon definitely has a cutthroat instinct where if Leslie Knope comes at her, she's not going to back down, and it's going to be a battle. But I think at the end of the day, Leslie Knope is a little more determined, in the sense that she's used to a situation where, like, the other party isn't backing down. Like, she has to press to get, like, her ideas forward. And I think that comes in handy when you're a fight. Like, you're like, like, even if Liz Lemon for points fight starts having her way, Leslie Knope is going to battle back because she wants to be the best, and she wants it not only to be the best, but she wants it to go the way that she thinks it's going to go. And that's how everything always goes for her, because she becomes so determined. With that, on top of that Pawnee mentality, like I think that the Pawnee mentality and her like determination to get things done that she wants done overweighs Liz Lemon's scrappiness and somewhat similar ability to get things done. I think that the pros outweigh the cons for Leslie Knope more than they do Liz Lemon.
Yeah, to your
But
point.
Leslie Knope is also clumsy at times, though. But I just think she's tougher. She just gives off a tougher vibe. Like you look, like you know what I mean.
Well, I definitely agree with the determination thing. I think a perfect example of that we see throughout both these television series is that Leslie Knope is always pushing herself to achieve that next level, and you know, move up positions, whatever, right? Liz Lemon, anytime an opportunity for her to move up or whatever the word is I'm trying to say, that's always she always has to be pushed into that situation by Jack. Like she always has to be like, directed into pushing herself or, you know, uh, achieving more, whatever.
Yeah,
Whereas
yeah, yeah.
Leslie is
But
completely
Leslie also
self-motivated.
shares a similar type of. See, I disagree. I think that she also I she's more self motivated, but she also faces crisis and reverts to Ron Swanson, who
Here's
doesn't really help her the way that Jack helps
It's different
Liz,
though.
but it's still a form of it's still a mentor of sorts.
Sure, but Leslie is the one in those situations bringing bringing her whatever situation she's in to Ron. Whereas Jack is the one bringing opportunity to Liz's door that she's not searching out herself.
Okay, I get that, but I think more times than it's with Liz, it's not necessarily opportunity based. It's like how to resolve issues within her personal life that also reflect her
Right.
like
Yeah, I got that. But I don't think that
professional.
they're dissimilar, you know. Still
No,
problem
but
solving.
I think that I was just playing a little bit devil's advocate because, as I
Sure.
said, and
And
I'm
I
going to
think
lock this in now, I do think that Leslie Knope will win this fight. But it's going to be close, and there's a lot
yeah.
of things to consider. On an off day, Liz Lemon definitely has a chance. But I like Liz. Fuck, dude. Now my tongue is tied from so many L's. I like Leslie Knope in this fight. Lock it in. Boom.
All right. Let me go over this one more time for myself here. I think that Liz it's tough because Liz, if she's getting in this fight, she's going to be a hurricane. And we've seen Leslie go up against somebody
Andy.
like Tammy too, for example, where initially at least
Andy.
Leslie's running away.
Yeah, but
But
Andy, you're sitting
I'm
here
not done.
trying
I'm not done. I'm
to
talking this out.
talk yourself. Okay.
However, Leslie, she doesn't back down, and Liz is definitely always going to take the path of least resistance unless pushed into it by Jack. So that statement right there closes out this battle, and is why Leslie Knope, through her unwillingness to budge on anything, is going to end up winning this fight. Despite the fact that she's going up against, a serious contender here. Like a really, solid opponent. But at the end of the day,
Lock your answer in, Andy.
Liz is just more likely to roll over and give up when the going gets tough, and that's
Yep.
something that is not in Leslie. That's not even on Leslie Knope's radar. So it's got to be
It would
Leslie
be.
Knope.
I mean, yeah, I agree. And to your point, before we hop off of this, I will say the only thing that I think could change that would be like if Liz Lemon was allowed to wear like an earpiece with Jack just talking her
Sure.
through
Or
what
if
to
it was
do.
like a boxing match and like he was in her corner or whatever, that could maybe sway the
Yeah,
tides.
yeah, but I do still think that the way things roll, Leslie Nope wins this fight. So let's lock that in. Leslie Nope, both on the same page today, thankfully, because if you picked Liz Lemon, I was going to have a few harsh words to say, but make sure you guys go vote on that
Yeah.
on social media. Let us know what you guys think. Keep my undefeated streak alive. You know, all the important things.
At least, well, the thing is, your undefeated streak only exists within your head, so nothing will deter that.